What do you believe is the main cause of suffering in our world? Human greed. Lack of compassion and empathy mixed with greed. Humans being inhumane. Materialistic greed. Obviously we can't make every single person happy, but the resources are definitely there to alleviate the imminent death of people around the world. Unfortunately it isn't profitable. Corruption, greed and stupidity. I have suffered because of the greed, ignorance, and selfishness of others. I have suffered from the consequences of my own stupidity or immaturity. We do not respect each other. And we do not know how to live well. Most of my problems source from humanity, not nature. Even most nature-related problems can be solved with ingenuity. But we behave at a level below what we are somehow aware we can. Selfishness and ignorance. I'd say money. Just money. Lack of empathy. Human brains. And how they behave collectively. I mean, it's a big question. So there are a lot of facets happening at once. But I think an interesting thing to point out for this thread is we don't even really take the questions seriously. We want to wax poetic and LARP as revolutionaries. See this thread. We don't really even take methodical steps towards, how do we establish a metric of right and wrong? What are the pragmatic steps we can take to get most people to pull in the same direction? Quote, but one of those problems we need to overcome is human bias. But our bias doesn't let us see things in a mechanical way. It's comforting to come up with grand romantic stories about good and evil and capitalists. So it's kind of a catch-22. Greed. Bad education systems. People who are never satisfied. They always want the latest phone, the next promotion, more money, the newest fashions, etc. They think they need more and bigger and more expensive than everyone else. So they're always chasing, doing anything to get more. Similar to greed, but more pathological. Disease, both physical and mental. Not really a fun or political answer, but probably the true one. Sicknesses cause the most suffering. Whether on a hospital bed or trapped in your own mind. Ego. Definitely greed. Physical and mental illness. Apathy to everything. Lack of self-awareness. Greed. Constant power struggles. People want to be on top and rule over something. But they think the only way to do this is by stepping over everyone else. Lack of self-awareness. People. Fear. Emotional unprocessed pain. We do a lot of shit because we feel insecure, hurt or traumatized. We create an outer world according to our inner one, and a lot of people are at war with themselves. In Western countries, social media. I suggest you read and watch some stuff about this. I still use some social media, like Reddit, but life feels way better without the majority of it. I know this looks like a first world problem that white teenage girls suffer from. But it's affecting everyone from kids to elders. Greed. Ego. Money can't buy happiness, but poverty can't buy shit. The dearth of empathy, compassion and understanding of others. For too many, their skin is a hard boundary to their thoughts. Arseholes. Like 85% of Gen Pop are arsehole idiots. I believe that currently the worldwide pursuit to have infinite growth and infinite profits, it's a utopian and harmful mode of production because we live in a world of delimited resources. Ignorance. Evil starts when you begin to treat people as things. Terry Pratchett. Religion and human greed. Reddit. Stubbing your toe on the way to the bathroom in the middle of night. Money, power, and those whose personality it is to pursue those things. The Atlanta Falcons. Attachment. capitalism, individual narcissism, either lack of money or forcing religious lifestyle choices on others. Religion, sin. Too many humans in this planet. The more people, the less there is water and food for everyone. Or places to live. The more people are in close areas, the more violence and anger there is going to be. The more people are in the world, the more likely we are going to have yet another world war. There is just too many humans, and eventually that will be the downfall of this whole planet. Money followed by religion, sin, racism, and marginalize certain groups. Greed and hubris. There's a saying in the book called The Five Rings. It was written by a samurai and I can't remember his name. The sayings goes, "Gold is held in high value. When catches one's eye, it turns to darkness." I think it was written in the 1500s, but either way it's still relevant even to this day. Ideology, extremism of any kind. Same as others. Greed. Greed for power over others. Seen in religions and politics. Greed for attention. Seen in social media, news media, etc. Greed for material things and status. Greed for food, sex, etc. It is the base for most negative emotions and actions.